Hello and welcome back to another video. So I'm just home from work now and I hear there has been some activity in the reseed above. I did say in my previous video that I would show you the ploughing that was done, so I missed it, but I will show you what that looks like. And they were here to power harrow earlier and I think they're just up there now levelling it off. So the plan will be for them to do everything between this evening and tomorrow. So we'll see how they get on with it and how it looks in the end and everything in between. Now I am up here early this morning because I'm just dropping off the grass seed for the contractor. He should be here soon enough. So he did everything yesterday except for put in the seeds and roll it. So the plan this morning is he'll come, put in the seed, I'll do the fertilizer, then he'll come back and roll it and we're job done for this field and for the year. No more reseeding now. So we're using the same grass seed as we have all year, the Tipperary grass seed, and again thank you to Agritech for sending that out to us. It is the 3A mix that we use, so it's a grazing and silage mix. Got a mix of tetraploids and diploids, and it's got all the Tipperary grass seed has the Grow Quick coating on the seeds for improved germination, so it should take off quite well, and especially now that we have the right conditions for it. We're getting it in just in time, I hope. But yeah, Agritech sent me out a good few bags because of the first reseed, and then we decided we're going to do another reseed, so we were a little bit short. So all I did was go on to the Agritech website and you can find your local providers then. So for me here in Kerry, I just rang up our one, John Barry Agri Services. He came out, delivered the 2 bags and a lick bucket, and delivered it within a few days of me making the phone call. So it is a great service. So just go onto the website and you'll find it. Yeah, so that is that. I'm going to go down now and get the fertilizer into the spreader and just be ready to go, because I have another few jobs on. I met Dad down at the shed and he was like, oh, we'll do a few jobs today. I was like, I had a few jobs planned, but okay, we'll do yours first. So yeah, it'll be a busy one now today. Now, just while I'm heading up here to see how we're getting on above, I said I'd try and answer the #1 question that I have been getting since I started sharing the videos and photos and things of the reseeding. And that question is always, what are you going to do with all the grass? Are you increasing numbers? Are you going to buy in cattle? What's the plan? And if I'm being completely honest, I don't know yet. Myself and Dad do a lot of talking, but I'm not sure where we'll go with it. But I think next year and the year after will kind of tell us a lot. So as you know, we'll have 2 fields reseeded this year, the silage fields. We've the other bit that we reseeded below as well, about 1/2 acre. Next year then we're going to reseed this, and we're going to reseed the 2 fields beside the shed. Some of you will know what I'm talking about. I referred to both of them in a topping video I did during the summer. But for us, the main thing is to try and get the grazing and the silage fields right before we do anything, because the last thing I want to do is just start putting us under pressure for grass and then just using more fertilizer than I would like to. And also, fertilizer is definitely the biggest input in this farm, so wherever we can reduce that, I mean, it's only normal to want to reduce that, but I want to be using as much fertilizer as I need, and that is it, no more. So that's what we've started with. I need to give a bit of background to explain, but so my dad took the farm from my granddad in 2012. My granddad was 92 at that stage, so as you can imagine, he was old at that time, so he was really just tipping away. So when my dad took it, he started to just increase the numbers a bit, get it to where the farm could hold. But then my dad had his accident in 2014. So then all the cattle had to go again. Not all of them, but I think there was maybe 4 or 6 animals left on the farm at that stage, because there was no one in the family who could look after it. And thankfully a neighbour just kept the farm going for years, really, thankfully, so that we still have this today. But as you can imagine, if you have, say, 6 animals on 50 acres of land, none of that land is getting fed the way it should be, and therefore everything starts to get out of control. So where I am up here now, it wouldn't have been too bad, because we still would have cut a bit of silage, so this place would have been fed quite a bit, it would have been cut. But the rough ground that we have, which a lot of you will know, just got completely out of hand. So we had like neighbours' horses and stuff in it just to try and keep down on top of it, but it's not the same, you know. So for myself and my dad over the past few years, it's trying to improve those things that, you know, just couldn't be done or couldn't be helped during the time between when my dad had the accident and when I came back home and started working on the farm. So I mean, we've improved, well, we are in the process of improving the ground. We've improved the fencing a lot. Next thing we need to do is improve the cattle management systems. So we have done the calving pen, which was a big addition, you know, like before that it was like 3 gates tied together. I mean, just ridiculously dangerous, whereas now we have the proper setup. I want to upgrade the crush to make my life easier, and I think when we have that done and the grazing ground done and the silage ground done, I think I might actually think about increasing the numbers, because we should have plenty of grass to feed them. We should have plenty of grass for the silage without needing to go beyond what we need to with fertilizer. And then if I have a decent crush where I can do what I need to do with the cattle without it taking 2.5 hours instead of an hour, I think then I can look to increasing the cattle. But I do think next year now and the year after will just tell us where we can go with the cattle. One thing that will always hold us back, I think, and I can't see it changing, is our shed. It's just too small for probably the numbers we'll be able to take on the ground. So then we would have to rethink what we do. I quite like finishing the cattle. We only did it first last year, but I quite like it, and we're doing it again this year. But if we increase our numbers, we'll probably have to go obviously more cows, but then we'll have to do at least 2 bays in the shed for the cows, which will probably fit 14 cows max, because they're big ladies. And then you'd probably keep your yearlings as replacements in the top pen, which would mean selling all the weanlings, which, I mean, if it's this year, that's great, because weanlings are fetching a massive price. But you don't know what's down the line either. So, and like, we can't build a shed. There is no way this farm will ever make money to build a shed, and definitely not a slatted tank either, you know. So these are all things that we do need to think about, but I do think we will probably increase the numbers a bit. We're already thinking now next year we might have an extra cow or 2, so we need to make our mind up on that fairly promptly. But yeah, the answer to the question is I don't know, but obviously there are kind of plans in place so that if I do get a notion to increase the cattle, that everything here is ready to support it. And that's the big thing. I do not want to have more cattle and then realise, oh, I can't manage these. And I'm not giving up the day job, by the way, in case people think I'm giving up the day job to increase the herd. Absolutely not a hope. Never. So, but it would just be a case of, you know, if you have the right systems in place and the right tools and everything, what's the difference between having 6-7 cows and having 10-12 cows? You know, I don't think there would be a whole lot of difference. Of course, calving time would be more full on. One thing I'm thinking about going is for polled cattle, and just removing that job of dehorning, because it removes stress for me, for the calf, and it removes time. So that's one thing that we're going to be looking at maybe next spring when they come bulling again. Yeah, we will have to wait and see. But that is kind of the plan to this reseeding, if that makes any sense. I feel it was waffle. But anyway, I'm going to show you what is in front of me here now. And that is the job done up here. I must say it looks very, very good. A very neat job done, in fairness to the lads. So yeah, very happy with it. So let the rain come now tomorrow for my seeds. When I came up here, there was an awful amount of crows and seagulls. So hopefully now they won't be taking too much of the seed, but there was a lot of them here. And it took a good roar out of me to get rid of them. They were ignoring me at the start. I don't know, did you see the fox on the photo then as well? He's an awful useless fox, nobody's afraid of him. So yeah, we have a good few foxes up here. He's one of them. He looks a bit skinny, but maybe all foxes look that skinny. He has plenty of rabbits to be eating anyway, but I like to see them around. They're cute. But yeah, so that's it for here. The water trucks are arriving today, so I will give you a look at those here now. But apart from that, that's pretty much the job done. So myself and Dad are going to tackle putting those in, but it won't be today because I have another couple of jobs on first. So yeah, hopefully I'll be able to bring them up with the 390. We'll level the ground, put them in place, and we have all the fittings and everything, so it'll just be about hooking them up. Sounds easy. So yeah, look, we've done a fair bit of plumbing now this summer, so hopefully this will go as smoothly as the other jobs. So but yeah, as always, thank you for watching. If you liked it, give me a like, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe. Thank you.